I spoke earlier about the humility of continuously learning and understanding. So we've understood over the 20 years that even with Take a Girl Child to Work Day, we've had to actually make some changes, some adjustments to it. As you know, we started out with just the girl and just the careers and just the one day. But even within that program, we've had to actually make some slight changes. We started including boys and we started having more workshops than one because those needs were becoming more apparent and we couldn't ignore them. But in further conversations with stakeholders, even within the program itself, it became quite apparent that we've got to have a whole new way of looking at how we help youth develop, how we help girls develop. And so we came up with a very different program that we didn't do just sitting ourselves in a room. We brought in others as well to bring their insights, their experiences and their thoughts on the program going forward. It's actually very much more about what do we take that has worked within that program, which is again the career day that we've not lost sight of, which is bringing girls into worlds that perhaps are not even visible to them on their daily basis, depending on the background from which they come. So that component is very much part of it. But what's important though is understanding that even with that kind of empowerment approach, you can't do it in isolation. And so how do you actually make sure that there's a partnership with males as well in the empowerment of the women? That's a different way of actually managing the empowerment of girls. It's bringing all the other parties in to help along so that it's not just her problem, it's everybody's problem.
Ever since I've been attending the program and everything, they've been telling us about how to deal with life after matric, which was a very interesting topic for me because I'm also in grade 12 this year. So I have to decide on what career choice to take next year, on which university to go to. And sometimes for us as black kids, we get confused because we're not exposed to certain opportunities. But the speakers that came into the auditorium, they gave us a picture of what to do after matric. So far the experience has been good for me. Soweto is a big township. Actually, it consists of many townships. So there are only few places in Soweto that give us opportunities. Like for instance, in my location, we don't have a library. But other places like Mufolo and the commonly known White City, they do have libraries which kids are exposed to reading books. I think sometimes kids suffer academically because they don't have books in their areas. Well, for Orlando West, where I come from, we have a place called Vilakazi Street, which is a commonly known street for teaching people about our heritage, our history, and our origins from the apartheid era. But I would say we are not exposed to opportunities in Soweto.
Actually, I feel very, amazing about today's experience, especially after, what we have learned as the youth. Because I'm a matric, and because I'm preparing myself for life after high school, today we have, learned a lot about, actually creating a change in South Africa as a whole, not just in your community, and actually, being a bit more considerate, about whatever that's happening around your area as a whole. And again, it's more of a thing that's also because we as females go through like a lot, each and every day. We're also groomed and also prepared, for what we can expect after high school, and also adjusting to certain changes, after high school. So it's a very amazing opportunity, and we thank you for that. Well, I can say from my community, we don't really have, opportunities. I'm from Green Village, Durham. We barely have a hall, we barely have a library. The only thing we have is a clinic, So most learners in our area do not have opportunities to certain things. As he said, we don't have opportunities to reading, we don't have opportunities to meeting people actually, because my area is not even recognized on the map. So certain things like, visits, from, motivational speakers and all those people that, can kind of, bring a change in your life, we actually don't have like anything like that.
For more stories like these, go to www.social-tv.co.za, subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on our social mediums.